Hey everyone, my name is Justin from justisgood.com, and in this video we're going to be doing another Photoshop album art recreation, this time for Jeremiah's Late Nights, the album. Alright, so this is what the album cover looks like, and it's pretty simple to recreate this style and effect. So I'm just going to be using another photograph here. I don't have a photograph of someone stepping out of a car, so just use your imagination and use whatever photograph you want to use. So the first thing we're going to do is open up a new canvas, so File New, and we'll just use a 5" by 5" typical CD canvas size. So I'll open up a 5" by 5", and then I'll take my photograph that I wanted to use and I'll drag it onto our new canvas here. Now I'm just going to use the Command T shortcut to transform this and scale it down a little bit. So I'll hold Shift and scale it down in proportion until I have it in a placement that I want for my album cover. So now that I have my photograph in place, we want to get to adding that purplish blue color effect and then the text on top. So this is actually pretty easy to do, but the first thing we're going to do is add a black and white adjustment layer. So go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Black and White. So before we add the color, we're going to desaturate it. And actually, when you're in this tool, you want to create some contrast right within it. So darken up some of the skin tones, brighten up some of the highlights so that there's more stark black shadows in the photo. Because if you take a look at the original album cover, you could see that there's some pretty dark lines, and we want to keep that contrast in our recreation. So this is what we have so far, and now we want to add that purplish blue color. So if you notice on the original, it's kind of purple over here and lighter in the middle, and there's probably a few different things they did to do that, but you could recreate it in one simple step, and that's by going to Layer, New Fill Layer, Gradient. So in this gradient fill layer, set the mode to multiply and then select OK, and for your gradient, go ahead and click the first one, and then we're going to edit this gradient to be the colors that we want. So it actually looks cool whatever color you do it most of the time, but to keep it true to the original, we'll use that bluish purple until we get something similar. So once we've got our colors in our linear gradient in place, we want to adjust the style of this gradient. So for my gradient fill, I'm actually going to keep the style at linear, and then I'm going to adjust the positioning till I just get a little bit of purple creeping up in the corner and then mostly blue throughout. And then scale is how feathered out or condensed you want this color scale to be. So I'm going to keep it pretty spread out, like 150%, and just drag the gradient along till there's just a little bit of purple creeping along the edge. So press OK when you're done with that, and I'd say that looks pretty similar to the original. It's all going to vary on the color you use, and they might have done some more lighting effects, but pretty much if you tweak these settings with some more adjustment layers like contrast and just pick the right colors, you could get a pretty accurate look. And next we're going to add the text. So the actual font that is used in the original album cover, you could get the demo version of it for free on dafont.com. So I'll link that below to you guys, but it's called Extreme. So the font is called Extreme, and I think they use the medium weight. And then if you just type whatever you want, so in this case I'll type Late Nights, and then we just want to place it in the middle, kind of similar to the original. So first off, I'll double click, I'll open up the character panel, and I'll turn the tracking way down. So that's the amount of space between each letter. So I'll turn it way down like the original, and then I'll press Command T, and I'll give it a bit of a rotation like the original, and then I'll just scale it down to the size that I want. Also, I want to add a stroke to this, so I'll right click, Blending Options, and select Stroke, and we're going to do an outside stroke at just about 3 pixels like the original. And also the purple color that I'm using it's like a purplish pink. It's C30DB8. And then we just want to add the album, so we can grab our text tool, click outside of the other text to create a new box. We'll make it a lot smaller, like 16 pixels. And the font, I'm not sure what exactly they used for this portion, but if you just use a clean, simple font, something that doesn't have too much curls or edges, and just write the album in all caps and then position it kind of like the original. This time you want to double click, grab your character menu, and then turn the tracking a little bit up because that's how the original is, and I'll turn the size way down. So now we got Late Nights, the album, and I'll just right click and copy the layer style of the other one, so that 3-pixel stroke, and I'll paste it onto this one to give that a stroke as well. And then lastly, I found this little parental advisory logo. You could just Google these, you don't really have to recreate them yourself in most cases, and you could drag it on. Just find a clean, transparent one, and then we'll press Command T and shrink it down in the corner, kind of like the original was. So that's my Jeremiah Late Nights recreation. This is mine and this is the original. Pretty similar. Of course, you really got to tweak it to play around with the exact colors that they got. They might have had some different like lighting, like filter, render, lighting effects type of things going on, but hopefully you guys learned a thing or two and found this interesting. If you guys did enjoy this video, you could check out my playlist where I do more Photoshop album art recreations. And I've got a few other ones and I plan to do more in the future. And definitely subscribe to my channel just to stay tuned for more videos in general. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.